Ciao, come stai? Welcome to Talk Calcio TV with me, Domenico. And as you can see in this episode, we're not rocking around the Christmas tree, we are blogging around the Christmas tree. And the question is, who will top that tree at Christmas this season in Serie A? Napoli currently ahead by 1 point in the Scudetto race, the most open in years. So, round 18 games this weekend in Serie A. We've had the Coppa Italia this week, Tuesday and Wednesday we had games. Some teams, I've got to say, obviously don't seem too fussed about the Coppa Italia anymore. Has it lost its value? Well, that remains to be seen. We look at one example, was Roma against Torino. Roma fielded a weakened team. Of course, they would have had one eye on the big game against Juventus this weekend, which we will preview, give our predictions, and we'll give you extended build-up on that one nearer the time. So, round 18 in the Serie A season, let's preview the games in alphabetical order. Cagliari against Fiorentina. Now, Fiorentina have disappointed me so far this season. I think their biggest problem is a lack of goals. They should be higher up in the table where they are, I've got to be honest. Cagliari last week, of course, were resolute against Roma until the very end when there was a controversial goal given. The VAR system, I should say, played its part in that game as well. So I am going to go for a draw on that one. I wouldn't be surprised if it was another goalless draw either for Villa like last week. Chievo versus Bologna. I'm going to go for another draw on this one. Chievo haven't scored in the last however many games it is now. Of course, they kept Roma at bay 2 weeks ago, but they lost 1-0 last week. Bologna, well, they've had two tough fixtures lately. Milan away at the San Siro, which they lost 2-1 despite a resolute performance. Last week they were beaten 3-0 at home by an injury-plagued Juventus team. I just don't think this is going to be a great classic, so I am going for a draw on this one. Genoa at home at the Luigi Ferrari Stadium, they will play Benevento. You have to go for a home win on this one, partly because of the way Benevento season's going, just 1 point. I cannot see them getting anything at Luigi Ferrari Stadium. I expect their miserable run to continue. I'm going for a home win on that occasion. Now, Juventus versus Roma. We will have extended build-up on this one come Saturday's game nearer the time. So let's keep it brief for now. Juventus at home against Roma. Last season, they won this game 1-0 thanks to a goal from Gonzalo Higuain. Of course, the last season's game was more like a chess battle. I don't expect there to be many goals. Roma fielded a weakened team against Torino in the Coppa Italia. No doubt they'll have their players fresh for this fixture. Patrick Schick did score his first goal against Torino. Will he start? I don't think he will. I think they're going to go with Dzeko. I'm going to go for a home win for the champions, the Bianconeri Juventus. I just feel that Roma haven't been that convinced in the last two games. Juventus, though, have lost at home this season to Lazio, and of course did draw against Inter. So I think it won't be easy, but I'm going to go for a Juventus win. Just. Lazio versus Crotone. Lazio have conceded 6 goals in the last 2 games, beaten at the Olimpico 3-1. Of course, Ciro Immobile was famously sent off thanks to the VAR system, but they battled back last week without him against Atalanta. Simone Inzaghi, of course, sent to the stands. I don't think he's likely to be in the dugout this weekend for this fixture. I am going to go for a home win though for the Biancoceleste, and they need it. They need the result. They need to close the gap on their cross-city rivals Roma in race for the Champions League. Milan versus Atalanta. Well, Rino Gattuso didn't have a good time last week, of course, losing 3-0 to Verona. Now, Silvio Berlusconi, having sold the club to the Chinese, we all know Berlusconi doesn't hold back on his views, has criticised Rino Gattuso this weekend, saying play 2 strikers, which I'm sure he'd done previous Milan coaches in his time. Berlusconi's son was also quoted as saying, "It's painful for our family to watch the Rossoneri right now." On this game though, however, no matter how painful, I am going to go for a away win for Atalanta, the underdog. Obviously, they're going great in Europe. In Serie A, they are entertaining to watch right now. They are an underdog, as they like to be known, but I'm making them the favourite in this game. I am going for a away win. Napoli versus Sampdoria at the Stadio San Paolo. I'm going to go for home win. I think Napoli they had a miserable run. Of course, they went out of the Champions League, but they got back to winning ways last week away at Torino 3-1, and they were convincing. Marek Hamsik, of course, equalled Maradona's record of 150 goals for the Serie A club. This weekend, I think he's going to beat it. I think Napoli are going to beat their opposition this weekend at home against Sampdoria. Fabio Quagliarella is in form right now, mind. But I'm going to go for a home win to Napoli. I expect them to lead the Serie A Tree at Christmas. Sassuolo versus Inter. Well, last week I bet on the Nerazzurri, an easy home win. Mauro Icardi is playing some of the greatest football right now as a striker, scoring goals. Inter came unstuck last week against Udinese at home. Spalletti will no doubt get his team ready to bounce back, as we've seen in many occasions Spalletti as a coach. I am going to go for an away win. I think last week was just a blip for Inter. Now the wins come. I'm sure psychologically they'll feel a lot more relaxed now that the defeat has come. But I'm going to go for an away win. I expect Icardi to continue his goal scoring form as well. We then have Spal against Torino. I'm going for a away win for the Granate. Of course, their win against Rome in the Coppa Italia will give them the boost they need. I think, obviously, whether Belotti plays is another matter. I think Spal are struggling, of course. I'm going for an away win for Torino. And last but not least, we have Udinese and Verona. Well, Udinese, who would have thought they'd have gone to the San Siro last week and beaten Inter 3-1 in their own backyard? And we're on about a team, and Inter Milan hadn't lost all season or under Luciano Spalletti as manager. But I'm going to go for home win this weekend at the Dacia Arena. I think their win against Inter will give them the confidence. So my prediction is, come the end of this week's fixtures, the last before Christmas, I expect Napoli to be leading the Serie A Tree in the most open Scudetto race in years. So, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, Talk Calcio TV, and the next episode we will bring you extensive build-up to the Bianconeri versus the Giallorossi. That is Juventus against Roma and the Juventus Stadium this Saturday. So don't forget to subscribe or tune in for the next episode, Talk Calcio TV, and we have had fun today blogging around the Christmas tree. Arrivederci.